Just keep smiling.
Okay.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most epic gags, misfortunes and accidents that occurred either just before, during or right after a wedding ceremony.
Chances are the fire department did not RSVP for your big day, so it's best to not have to call them.
Number 10, man drops engagement ring into pond.
It really did fall. Like, I heard the plop of the ring and I'm like, oh no.
Popping the question to your partner is a huge moment that can make even the most confident folks feel a bit jittery. This was seemingly the case for Seth Dixon when he proposed to his girlfriend Ruth Salas in 2017. Dixon chose a picturesque spot atop a bridge in a Kansas City park, got down on one knee and opened the tiny box. But then disaster struck. The $3,000 engagement ring slipped out and plummeted through the cracks into the pond below. Poor Salas didn't even get a chance to say yes before all hell broke loose.
We really didn't finish the proposal, so I would hope that he would propose again.
While the proposal didn't quite go swimmingly, the couple hoped their wedding would be much less of a splash.
You guys had a bunch of friends from your church. I think we have a photograph of this. They all got in to help, but nobody was able to find it. No. And now here we are.
Number 9, Iowa couple gets upstaged at their wedding. There are many dreamy spots to propose. The beach, a fancy restaurant, atop a local park bridge with tiny cracks in it. Okay, maybe not that last one. But the absolute worst place to pop the question is at someone else's wedding.
And it was childish. It was juvenile.
And pathetic.
Yeah, that's probably the best word to describe it.
This Iowa guy, who seemed to have missed the memo, decided to propose to his girlfriend right in the middle of his friend's wedding. A picture of the moment went viral, showing the soon-to-be couple beaming with joy while the actual bride and groom looked on awkwardly.
You heard right. This proposal happened right in the middle of a wedding reception.
The internet erupted over this, but the image apparently wasn't telling the full story. Turns out the bride herself suggested the proposal, as the girlfriend was actually her sister.
If the couple was actually in on it, then there's a little bit more wiggle room there, but you have to make sure that the couple is really fine with it.
Well, that clears things up. Number 8, newlyweds fall off convertible. Every couple dreams of that magical moment, walking out of their wedding reception hand in hand and riding off into the sunset. But for these Texas lovebirds, that dream took quite the detour.
Back out, Dave! It's so hard to watch, but it's so funny.
After getting hitched in July 2017, Tyler and Hannah Noland hopped onto the back of a convertible and bid their guests farewell. However, as the driver peeled out of the venue, the newlyweds rolled backwards and tumbled onto the pavement.
If you listen really carefully, Tyler goes, "Hannah's not going anywhere."
Hold on to her.
It's not going anywhere.
And then immediately, we are ejected.
Not exactly the fairy tale ending they envisioned. Fortunately, they both came out of it without any injuries and even got a second chance at their grand exit, thanks to the TV show Inside Edition.
This time, no backflip. Success. Now that's happily ever after.
Number 7, bride dumps groom over failed math test. Honesty is a cornerstone of any long-lasting marriage, so it's no surprise that this wedding in India hit a snag right from the start. The bride, Lovely Singh, ditched her soon-to-be husband Ram Baran at the ceremony over a math problem.
The girl's family claimed they had been misled by the potential suitor from the start, but Lovely says she knew something was amiss when she met him.
Trying to gauge his education level, Singh asked Baran what the sum of 15 and 6 was. His response? 17! This proved too much for the bride, who fled and refused to return, despite pleas from the groom's family.
They had showed me someone else's photo, but another person turned up. The boy neither earns nor could he solve a simple maths question. I refused to marry him.
Apparently theirs, like many others in India, was an arranged marriage, and the two had barely met before the ceremony. The groom's family, however, misled their in-laws about his education, which prompted the impromptu math quiz.
It seems that picking the perfect partner may be a simple enough equation after all.
Number 6, entire wedding party plunges into lake. If you're planning to assemble your entire wedding party on a dock, you might want to ensure it can handle the weight.
And you know when you see this, you know what's going to happen, right? Yeah.
Dan and Jackie Anderson, a Minnesota couple, learned this lesson the hard way. Just before their wedding kicked off, they gathered all their groomsmen and bridesmaids for a group picture on the dock. However, the 22-person ensemble was too much for the dock, which promptly gave way underneath them.
As screams and laughter echoed around the lake, a couple of bridesmaids were able to dash off, but the rest ended up in waist-deep water.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Thankfully, despite the splashy mishap, neither the bride nor the groom got cold feet. They dried off and carried on with the ceremony, albeit 10 minutes fashionably late.
That's the best picture. They're making the best out of a otherwise difficult situation. Yes, and look at the happy wedding party after the ceremony and nowhere near that pier.
Number 5, bride's wedding dress catches fire.
I didn't know anything that was going on until we stopped kissing and I looked up and I saw 2 of my friends running towards me.
Weddings typically take months of careful planning, but no matter how meticulous you are, something unexpected is bound to happen. For Lupe and Luis Chiano, that unexpected twist came in the form of floating candles that lined the aisle. After exchanging their vows, the happy couple strolled down the aisle to cheers and paper streamers from their guests. Unfortunately, some of those festive streamers were ignited by the candles and set fire to the bride's wedding dress.
It was a beautiful moment, but I started to notice there was a little too much chaos going on. I heard a scream that didn't sound like a cheer, it sounded more like a panic.
She may have wanted to look hot on her special day, but this was definitely not what she had in mind. The bride was rushed by several guests who managed to douse the flames and save the day.
We don't think about, oh, we got to invite military, firemen, a seamstress. It just happens that those are the immediate people in our lives. They literally just jumped into action.
Number 4, bride suffers allergic reaction to wedding bouquet. Your wedding day is probably the last day you'd want to suffer a severe allergic reaction. But that's exactly what fate had in store for Nebraska bride Christine Jo Miller.
With her ceremony approaching, Christine's face broke out in a nasty red and bumpy rash. Her eyes swelled shut.
I was in so much pain, nobody knew what to do.
Hoping to give her wedding a more traditional touch, Miller decided to include hand-picked flowers from her family's property in her bouquet. Little did she know, those flowers were snow on the mountains, notorious for causing severe allergic reactions. Unfortunately, Miller wasn't spared and arrived at her big day with swollen eyes and a nasty rash.
Snow on the mountain flower is extremely poisonous, and it's known for causing severe burns to the skin. When she walked in, she could hardly even see, and it's a miracle she regained her eyesight.
Not only did the couple have to go straight to the hospital after the ceremony, the bride attended the reception in pajamas as a result of the skin irritation. Luckily, the universe balanced the scales when Steve Harvey invited the couple onto his show and gifted them a delightful do-over.
Tomorrow, we're going to be tackling their botched first dance. We're going to take that on tomorrow. And on Friday, we're going to have the ceremony of their dreams.
Number 3, clumsy best man ruins wedding. If you're familiar with Murphy's Law, you know that if anything can go wrong at the worst possible moment, it absolutely will. Case in point, this gem from a 2008 wedding.
Will you have Keith to be your wedded husband, to live together in the covenant of marriage?
Just after the couple exchange their vows, the best man is called upon to present the rings. In true klutz fashion, he trips and falls down, sending both the bride and the officiant tumbling into the pool behind them. It's probably the quickest way a wedding has ever been ruined, and by the best man no less. After this epic fail, the word best might be a bit too generous a title for this man. Number 2, mid-wedding medical mishap. When he promised to love his bride in sickness and in health, this groom probably didn't expect to be tested quite so soon.
You ready to do this? Yeah. I missed you all day. You look so beautiful.
While exchanging their vows under a picturesque gazebo, bride Holly Linnea Calendar Darnell started feeling dizzy and fell into the arms of her groom, Jackson. Even after regaining her composure, she still felt nauseous and had to be led to the side of the gazebo to vomit.
This is a disaster. It's the worst wedding in history.
That's not true.
You'd think that would be the end of her wedding mishaps, but nope. The chaos only continued. Although it wasn't captured on camera, Darnell later revealed that her little nephew pooped on her dress, leaving the gorgeous white gown stained. Talk about a crappy wedding day.
My sister felt really bad, so she had a tie pen and she was going at my dress, but I was like, look, I'll just take it to get dry cleaned. It's fine.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Princess Diana mixes up Prince Charles's names.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of God and in the face of this congregation to join together this man and this woman.
A wedding day can be nerve-wracking enough when you're standing in front of 100 to 200 guests. Now imagine the pressure when your audience is a staggering 750 million people. The late Princess Diana certainly felt that weight when she tied the knot with then Prince Charles at St Paul's Cathedral in London in July 1981. While reading out her vows, Diana fumbled the order of Charles's names.
I, Diana Frances.
Take thee, Charles Philip Arthur George.
Take thee, Philip Charles Arthur George.
It was a slight error which the BBC graciously attributed to wedding day nerves. Diana wasn't alone in her nervous slip-ups. Even Charles promised to offer her thy goods instead of my worldly goods.
And so down the red carpet, to look to each side, so much less formidable than when they walked out.
Have you ever witnessed an epic wedding fail? Share your experience with us in the comments below.
You know, I think this is a good sign. I think the worse the wedding, the better the marriage.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.